When you're searching for work, you're fishing for a job. What you catch will be determined largely by the bait you offer. Your personality, training, and experience are your bait. If you have little or no training, you probably will catch little or nothing in the way of a job. The fisherman uses special baits, the game fish. To get the better jobs, you must also use special baits in the form of special qualifications.
Yeah, that was exactly what it looked like for me to apply for an internship and a job. But then, instead of taking that L and that absolute beating, I decided, you know what? Why don't I just ask these HR managers, like, what is it exactly that you're looking for in an application that makes them say yes or no to someone even before the whole application process? So I did just that. And yeah, let's see what they said. Oh, Lord. Anyways, a very interesting part that HR managers told me about is that the hobbies which you write are actually important to them. And then I remember seeing this and I went, what? How my hobbies are me liking anime, me liking go-karting. How does that affect me getting the job or not? And then they explained the fact that there are two major reasons. The first one being, they use your hobbies to see what do you have in common with the existing team. You as a new person, you're joining this existing team. They know that sometimes some people are not going to be able to have things in common that they can talk about. And that could make it possible that like the team loses their connection, their closeness. So they're trying to figure out, is the new person joining the team, does that person have any way to just gel into the team as smooth as butter? You get me? So basically, they're just trying to see what are the hobbies you've got, what are the hobbies does the people in the team have, can you actually work well together? The second point that they mentioned is the fact that sometimes they use the hobbies to see if you fit in the role. Let's say in the ICT field, some people's hobbies could be working on an AI in their spare time. I know that was a case for me. When I was looking for my first internship, I was working on an AI, I was working on a version of Jarvis because I lost my head watching Marvel. And then after making that, I literally wrote it in my resume that like, yeah, it's something I spend my time doing, so it is a hobby of mine. And I remember when I wanted to get my first internship, when I was in the interviewer at the time mentioned, Michael, you wrote something about you making a version of Jarvis with C#. And I remember hearing that, and I kid you not, my entire face went like, what? Like, why are you looking at that? This brother actually told me that like, yo, we want you in the team because we see that you like experimenting with things. Your hobbies are important. So ensure you put things that you actually care about and ensure you put things that like you're actually doing, because at the end of the day, you know that the next guy that's going to read that resume is going to end up seeing this person cares about this, and I think they're going to be able to work well with this other people, or this hobby that this person has could help them in the role that they're applying for. So why not? Following up, another point that the HR managers mention, it's a very interesting point, I can't lie. But basically, they mention how they want to read enthusiasm in your resume. It's very confusing to show enthusiasm in writing because let's say on an interview, I can show I'm enthusiastic, right? Because I can ask questions, you can see that I'm happy. On a piece of paper, like what am I going to do? What I got back was the fact that in the section where you write your experience and then you talk about what did you do there, I just basically give the most bland response, like responsible for this and this. But then talk about what did you achieve within that responsibility. So instead of going, I was responsible for the like cloud systems, you can say, I was the one in charge of the cloud systems, and I made sure all of the virtual machines were up and running all the time. In your writing, skip the boring or generic response. I was responsible for this, I was responsible for that. Actually talk about, like, write out what did you do, what did you achieve within that responsibility, within that experience. Because that way it kind of tells them that, like, you actually cared about what you were working on. Okay. Another point that was mentioned by the HR managers is, imagine the top part of your resume right here. Basically, the profile summary. They mentioned 100 words is literally the sweet spot. And then they mentioned, what should you actually write here? Basically, they said, stop the I am a hardworking blah, 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 and actually talk about what do you want to achieve within the company? What do you want to achieve within the role? Example, my name is Michael, I schooled here, I'm hoping to become a senior engineer in the next 5 years, and I feel that this company is going to give me the opportunity to grow more and more and to learn. So automatically, the HR person that's reading that is going to be like, rah, this is what this person's goal is. I think I can give this person this goal within the company. So therefore, I want to get them. Instead of just hearing I'm hardworking, enthusiastic, all of the generic responses, which I also did, you get the point. Actually talk about, like, what you care about there too. Okay, this part is where I really messed up. I can't lie. Basically, they mention keep irrelevant experiences away from your resume. The reason why I'm laughing at myself is because I remember when I was applying for my first job or my first internship, I put all my experiences as like a house cleaner and housekeeper and all the other Deliveroo, all of those jobs that I did. And I didn't even put any single project that I was working on, which doesn't make any sense. And I don't know what I was thinking about back then. But basically, the main point is any irrelevant experience, keep it away. In the experience section, they just want to see all the roles that actually are relevant to the job you're trying to get. So if you don't have the relevant experience, put the relevant projects that are related to the role. They don't want to see you work in McDonald's. I did not do this and I hate it. Finally, the last point that I've got for you lot is the fact that during your interview, they're not just trying to see, like, oh, do you ask the right questions or all of that. They're also trying to see, are you aware of your strength and your weaknesses? Like, they're trying to see, how do you handle problems? They're trying to see your mentality. They're trying to see the way your character comes out. An example, when I was applying for my first job, they asked me the question, what is something bad about your character? And what's something good about your character? And I told them flat out, hey, one of the good things about my character is the fact that, like, I am very focused. I can really focus on something for a very long time. The bad thing about my character is also that when I focus on something for a very long time, I forget all the other things. You have to be aware of yourself enough that when you go into the interview, you're able to also show that to the interviewer. This point is basically your strengths and weaknesses, be open and ready to tell them properly. Be ready to talk about how you deal with things, how you deal with issues and all of that. But also be ready to actually show your character a little. This point too, try to realize the kind of company you're applying to. If the company is very strict and very formal, most likely you have to kind of make your character a little bit strict and formal. If that's not your vibe, most likely don't even apply to the company. Other little points I got from the companies, I'm going to read it from my notes. When companies give the option to call, take the opportunity to call. If, let's say, they don't have any internship opportunities for you or job opportunities for you, you can maybe call and just ask, do they have any roles that they haven't posted about? There's a chance. They said when language is mentioned, language proficiency actually matters. When you're applying for your internship and you're maybe especially your final year internship, if you're an international, try to apply to international companies that can get you a work visa. The way you know that it's an international company it's a company that can get you a work visa I would put the link to a website or the name of the website here. There, you can see every company that has been registered as a sponsor. So that way you know that the internship that you're applying to can get your work visa, and you don't have to search and struggle to find a company like that. Searching for a job is going to be very difficult now. If you live in the Netherlands, maybe it's also a program that's available outside of the Netherlands too. I'm not too sure. This program is called detavast. What this means is that you end up getting employment by a trainee agency or a recruitment agency. And these guys end up giving you to another company, a bigger company, that will then see if you can work with them for a year and then maybe end up giving you a contract. If you don't get a contract from these guys, then at least you know that you still have a contract with the trainee agency. For especially new people that have no experience and all of that, and you're just coming up from uni, actually try to do this. Where I work now, a bunch of people who joined the company literally came through by this process. The company I use is called Tomorrow. I'm gonna put their link in the description so you can have a look at it also. Basically the end of the video. After contacting a bunch of 100 companies, it was insane. I even tried to send more emails to more companies. I am very thankful to all the companies who responded. A lot of them are so amazing, and I just want to say a big thank you to all of them. A lot of them really wanted to help you lot, like wanted to help students, people searching for a job, actually figure out how best to apply for jobs and get jobs. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you a lot for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And I hope that this video has helped you out one way or the other, or has encouraged you one way or the other. I'll see you lot in a bit. Peace.